Right, we have arrived at our next destination, which is the city of Edinburgh, a place that Peter and I have got a lot of happy memories from. We were working here years ago, probably 14, 15 years ago, and yeah, lots of lovely memories. So we thought we'd make a pit stop and show Heidi this wonderful city. Good morning from Culross, a lovely little village which looks as though time has passed it by. It sits just across the bay from Edinburgh, where we were yesterday. Now, we weren't in Edinburgh for that long, maybe 3.5, 4 hours. It was really busy and it took ages trying to battle our way out of the city. So by the time we got to Culross, it was pitch black. But we parked up in a really lovely car park just overlooking the water, and it's only about a 5-minute walk into the village. So we're going to go and do that now and have a little look around.
Look how high it's swinging.
So the village of Culross dates back a very long time. It was an important religious centre in 1600, and it was the birthplace of the legendary Saint Mungo, who went on to found the city of Glasgow. Let me share the story of Saint Mungo. Saint Mungo's miraculous story is a murky mix of fact and fiction. In 528 AD, a Scottish princess named Tenu, who was the daughter of Lot, a Pictish king, became pregnant from an affair. Some say with a cousin, some say with Eugenius II, king of the Scots, some say Owen mab Urien, son of King Urien. Whoever he was, her father was furious. He had her pushed off Traprenlaw, a small but steep-sided hill 18 miles east of Edinburgh. Surviving this, she was then cast away to sea in a coracle with no oars. Instead of being dragged out to sea, though, the boat settled on the shores of Culross, where Tenu was rescued by St. Cerf, the abbot of the monastery. Here she gave birth to a baby boy named Kentigern, who was taken under the wing of St. Cerf. He gave Kentigern the nickname of Mungo, or something close to Dear One. At the age of 25, Mungo began his missionary work on the banks of the River Clyde. Here he settled and built his church, which became the focus of a large community that became known as Glasgow, meaning dear family. From these beginnings emerged the modern-day city of Glasgow. Fast forward to 1217 and we see the building of Culross Abbey, a Cistercian church founded by the Earl of Fife. Theories abound regarding the choice of Culross for the abbey, perhaps because it was the birthplace of St Mungo. The abbey was also built onto the remains of the earlier church founded by St Cerf. After the Reformation in the 16th century, unfortunately, much of the abbey fell into ruin. Today the ruins are cared for by Historic Environment Scotland, while the abbey church itself is still functioning as the parish church. As Culross moved forward through the 16th and 17th centuries, the town became a hive of industrial activity. Indeed, it was the centre of the Scottish coal mining industry at this time, and one man was at the heart of it all, Sir George Bruce. He established a coal mine at Culross in 1575, and in 1595 built a revolutionary shaft known as the Moat Pit. It was the first coal mine in the world to reach out under the sea. With clever mechanisms to drain leaking seawater from above, it was considered a modern wonder until destroyed by a storm in 1625. In addition to coal, salt panning was also a thriving industry along the banks of the River Forth. At one point, powered by heat from coal, Culross produced more salt than anywhere else in Scotland. It was the profits from these industries that Sir George Bruce put into the construction of his mansion, the building that became known as Culross Palace.
I was just talking to a member of staff at that beautiful ochre-coloured building, which was the former palace here in Culross, and he was saying that the palace and the village itself were all used in the Outlander series. So if you've watched that, then you may well recognise this place. Unfortunately, I haven't. I should probably have done that. Or go and do it now, because I might find that quite interesting, being able to look back and see all the scenes that we've just been wandering around. Look at this for a view to wake up to in the morning. Stunning Scottish Castle, some gorgeous sunrise colours, and even the moon is still out. Good morning, everybody. I can't remember where I finished filming last. I think we were still in Culross. But we left that behind and we headed through the Scottish Highlands, which were incredibly picturesque and scenic. And we got to enjoy them with a completely clear blue sky, which was just breathtaking. From there, we headed to the Isle of Skye, which I didn't really film very much yesterday because we had torrential rain and really high winds, unfortunately. But it was very, very scenic. I can't recommend it highly enough. And then we left that behind and drove back onto this little patch, which we found a really, really gorgeous place to park up, so that we opened our doors in the morning and we just had this beautiful castle behind us as our view. It was stunning. So we've driven down this morning and we're going to go and take a peek inside. Well, I have just discovered that actually you can't take photographs or film inside the castle, unfortunately, so I won't be able to show you the interiors, but we can have a wander across the bridge and go around the island, because we can still film that, so I will show you what it looks like a little bit more up close. was so pretty inside, so charming, lots of character. I did ask permission and was able to just film a little tiny snippet, which I'll include in this video so that you can get a little glimpse into what it looks like inside. Otherwise you can Google, because there are photographs available online to have a look at. So the castle itself is still owned by 94-year-old Marigold McRae, so it's still in the family, and her 5 daughters and 20 grandchildren still use the property. They still do come and stay here. And apparently one of the granddaughters got married here this year as well. I think actually you can hire the banquet hall to get married in general. You don't have to be part of the family. Yeah, it's a really, really lovely, charming little place. I didn't realise that it had actually been blown up by the English in the 1700s, so it was pretty much a ruin up until 1912 when they started to rebuild, and it was completed in 1932, so it took a good 20 years. But yeah, you wouldn't know, it's still full of so much charm and character.